Now, after I submitted this response, it took them a couple days, and finally it was lifted from my Amazon Performance tab. The listing itself was actually activated and reinstated again. All was well. Now, what is going on, Amazon sellers? Welcome to the Flips Nations channel. My name is Rob and I do about $35K a month in sales, doing primarily online arbitrage on Amazon FBA's platform. In this video, I'll be going over my own experience and how I tackled suspected IP complaints. Now, that's different from a received IP complaint and a product inauthenticity complaints. I'll have videos going over those two separately. If they're already up, you should find them in the links below if you are interested in watching those. But take a deep breath if you received one, if you're stressed out about it. When I first got mine, I was also stressed out, but we will tackle them together. I'll go over my experiences with them, how I addressed them, and how I eventually got those removed off my account. Now, before I do continue this video, please do consider dropping a like if you find this video helpful, and consider joining the free Flips Nation Amazon FBA Discord group. That link is in the description below. Free community, free resources, free jam-packed online arbitrage course, and we also have profitable leads on our leads list if you are interested in joining that. Now, as I said before, I'll be going over my own experiences with suspected IP complaints and how I managed to get those removed, and hopefully you can emulate it yourself and get that off your account. Now, without further ado, let's get on with the video. So first things first, what is a suspected IP complaint, and when and why does Amazon decide you should get one? So if you received a suspected IP complaint, take a big sigh of relief because it is significantly better than a received IP complaint. Better meaning it's not as difficult to remove them and it will not impact you as negatively. Now, these kinds of IP complaints are not typically sent out by the brand. They're bot generated, meaning it was automatically generated because Amazon's algorithm somehow found that elements of the listing that you're selling on is not compliant with Amazon's intellectual property policies. Now, most of this is just ridiculous, and 99% of the time, you have done no kinds of wrongdoings. However, you are now tasked to address the issue and perhaps even fixing the issue. So some of the reasons the listing is in violation could be a possibility of a few things. Maybe the listing that you're selling on has an invalid brand name or an invalid product title name, invalid logo or trademark, or just some sort of invalid text attributes and that are alluding to trademarked content. So one big red flag that's probably the brand name is if you go to the listing and you see that that listing that you got flagged on has a brand name that says generic. For example, maybe the product is a Dove soap, right? But the listing, the Dove soap's brand shows generic, right? Like, you know, when you go on a listing and you can see what store that product is coming from, that product name, that brand name might be just saying generic. And that's the big red flag. Don't ask me why that happens. It's actually happened to me a couple of times already, and that's how I got flagged, especially when there's an exact same listing that has a Dove soap or whatever other brand, but it has the correct brand name or store name on that listing. But for some reason, this listing just says generic, and you know, Amazon should be able to catch that. It shouldn't flag you first. They should just go and correct it, but that's what happens, and here we are, right? Now, I have received suspected IP complaints that have high impact negatively on my account health score. Conversely, I've gotten suspected IP complaints that have no impact negatively on my account performance score. However, I highly recommend, despite what kind of impact it has, especially if it has a high impact, you should tackle them head on and get those removed ASAP. Because for all you know, the next day you'll get hit with another suspected IP complaint, and the next day another one. So you don't want this to snowball, right? No matter how many times seller support tells you, hey, it's gonna be off your account in 180 days, it's automatically generated, the customer can't see it. They're really just trying to get you off their ticket and move on to the next ticket. And it's your business, you need to take care of it head on. So this is what this video is for. Let's try to take care of them ASAP, because this is a business, and unfortunately there's a lot of inconveniences that happen with selling on Amazon. It's their platform. We need to deal with the issues that they bring up to us as such. And before anything else, again, as I was alluding to at the beginning of the video, dealing with these IP complaints can be very taxing, very stressful. I'll get a bunch of DMs on Instagram, a bunch of messages on Discord about sellers who are just starting to get the hang of things, and then they got hit with this IP complaint, really demotivated them. But you know, as a business, we got to handle them and we got to take care of them. And you'll be much more well prepared in the future when you have these kind of IP complaints you've dealt with under your belt. So the very first thing we want to do is the obvious. We want to appeal the complaint, right? And you will do this by going to the Performance tab section from your Amazon dashboard. Then within the Account Health tab, go down to the suspected IP violation and check to see which are the affected ASINs. It will tell you why you received the violation. Now again, it could say you weren't compliant with the logo, it could say you weren't compliant with the trademark, the product listing, the brand name, it could be anything, right? You gotta see what the issue is with those affected ASINs before you can create a plan on how you're gonna tackle this issue. Now, when you do appeal, you want to make sure you address them professionally. That's very important. So start off with the greeting, say greetings, thank you for the attention to this matter. It is my understanding that you have found X ASIN to be non-compliant with your intellectual property policy. I've attached the invoice of my purchase from the authorized retailer X. Please see the billing address and the name matches that of my Seller Central account information. Then also you want to provide the website of the retailer that you purchased it from and a screenshot of that exact listing on that retailer's website. And make sure it clearly shows the image, the product image, the brand, the logo, the text, also the listing's name, everything, all the details that they would like to see. Make sure it's all in there, right? In addition to that, just kind of sum it up and saying, by providing all this information, I hope it resolves the matter. Please remove the violation from my account health. It's a pleasure doing business with you all. Thank you. Now you're going to receive a message from the first level support, which usually will be a response along the lines of, hey, this is auto-generated violation. It'll drop after 180 days. The customer will not be able to see his violation, basically telling you not to worry. But you do need to worry. Not worry like that, but you do need to look at this violation with high importance and that you will tackle this head on and you're gonna take care of it, right? And if you're watching this video, you already have that mindset, so I'm not gonna bring that up again. But just FYI, even if you tell them, hey, you can send all these items back, doesn't matter, just please remove the violation, it is not enough. That listing right now is probably suppressed, it's probably deactivated, and the only way to get that little ugly one next to your suspected IP violation on your account health tab is to get the listing reinstated. So you're gonna respond again, pretty much reiterating the same thing you already sent, again professionally, just saying, hey, I've attached these invoices from the authorized retailer and you wish for this ASIN to be reinstated. After this message, you'll receive a second response from them, and this time stating that they forward your message to their internal team, which means now it's going past that first level support person, right? It's going past that person who just was trying to get you off their ticket, giving you a cookie cutter response. And it's going to a team that handles these kinds of issues so they can give you a better information of the policy violation and how you can correct it. So this is the path we want to take. We want to go past that first level support and we want that message and that ticket to go to the actual team that handles it. Now, usually when they send you this message, you won't get a quick response from them like you got the first one. Usually you'll get this response in the middle of the night from the actual team. More than likely, the person that handles this or their internal team is overseas. So a lot of these responses you'll get in the middle of the night. When you wake up, you should find a response by then. Now, when that internal team replies back to you and explains to you exactly what the issue is, what that product listing is, and how you can resolve this matter, this might be a situation where you're able to actually go on the listing and edit it yourself. However, there might be a situation where you don't have that capability because that listing might only be able to be edited by the brand. You're not the brand owner of that listing, right? You didn't create that listing. So sometimes you might not be able to edit the listing. That's when you have to make sure you communicate this information effectively to Amazon Seller Support internal team so they can kind of steer you in the right direction. They might tell you to email another team that can help you with editing something on the listing and so on and so forth. However, if you are able to edit the listing yourself, I'm gonna go to my screen and show you exactly how I was able to fix an issue based on an issue that I had when I received a suspected IP complaint. The one that I received was an issue with the product title. Again, the brand name was changed out of nowhere to generic, and I had to go and fix it somehow, some way, because I had already sent them a bunch of images of this brand that I got a suspected IP complaint for, different sites that were selling this product, the product packaging clearly showing the brand name and that I wasn't taking any kind of trademark brand name and putting it on the listing. However, I realized that the brand name was not actually on the product title. So the best way for me to explain how I got this suspected IP complaint and how I had the capabilities of editing and fixing it myself on my end, so this flag was removed on my account, would be to go on my screen and show you myself. So let's jump over to my screen now. Okay, so here we are on my screen. I'm gonna show you and give you a visual rather than just explain it, because I think this would be a much more easier way for you to grasp what I'm saying rather than just speak it verbally. So this isn't the exact product, but I'm going to demonstrate exactly my issue, or the issue that Amazon addressed to me about a listing. So again, this is not the exact product. However, so when that internal team messaged me back, they told me that the brand name generic, meaning instead of right here where it says visit the Dove store, it just said generic. So when the internal team messaged me back, they told me that the listing that was deactivated now at that time, right here where my cursor is, the store just said generic. It didn't say whatever the actual brand name was. Like for instance, this one says visit the Dove store. It wouldn't have said that. It would just said generic, right? And basically the internal team told me that there was an incorrect product title, X. They told me what the name of the product title was. So right here where it says Dove body, let's say that this Dove was not there. Then it would just say Body Love Beauty Bar Soap, right? So they would essentially say that Body Love Beauty Bar Soap is the incorrect product title. So now the correct product title for this Dove soap obviously is Dove Body Love Beauty Bar Soap, right? But the incorrect product title would have been Body Love Beauty Bar Soap. So Amazon's algorithm basically said that this listing was in violation to intellectual property policy of Amazon, because it looked as if the brand name or the product title name was Body Love. Body Love's Beauty Bar Soap, which is not the case, right? Body Love is not the actual trademark brand. It's Dove's Body Love Beauty Bar Soap. So pretty much everyone who's on this listing right now, there's probably not a lot because it's Dove and sold on Amazon, but everyone on that listing would have gotten this complaint, this intellectual property complaint. And they probably all got kicked off and all got flagged, right? So essentially their internal investigation team told me this was the issue. So now I'm given that information that the product title on this listing was incorrect and it violated their intellectual property policies, because the brand generic, first of all, is not the right name of the brand, right? It should have said, for this listing, it should say, as it does, the Dove store. Now, we already know that this is a Dove brand. Like, we would have this picture of the product packaging and everything. So we would know, okay, this product title needs to include Dove. It has to include Dove. The store should also be Dove. But however, we have no control over the store. It probably still says generic, but we have control over this product title. Okay, so now listen closely to what I did. Now, please note that you may not be able to do this. And if not, I'll expound on what to do in that event. What I did was I went to inventory. I went over to this related ASIN, which at that point the page was deactivated. I went to edit listing. I went to the vital info tab, and there it allowed me to update this product title. So what I did was I added the actual brand name. Again, with this example, let's assume that Dove was not there. I would have typed in Dove at the very beginning of that product title. So essentially in the message from Amazon Seller Support's internal team, they said, hey, this product title, Body Love Beauty Bar Soap, is not the correct product title and it infringes on their intellectual property policy. So the correct product title is Dove Body Love Beauty Bar Soap. For instance, something else, another example would be like some striped socks. Maybe it's Adidas striped socks, just an example. So then they told me I either have to fix it or I need to get some sort of letter of authorization. Now, again, with this example, there's no way Dove's gonna email me a letter of authorization, right? So we have to go ahead and change that product title so it meets their policy standards. So this is exactly what I did. I first added the Dove text in the beginning of the product title, hit save, yada, yada, yada. And then I went over to the actual brands page, the one I got in violation for, the actual brands page, took snapshots of the product packaging. So for instance, let's go over. We'll find actual Dove here. So this is the actual website, right? This is Dove's website. Okay, so I'd go over to, let's say that we were in violation. So let's say that this is the exact product, right? We would copy this link, copy it, and then we would snapshot. We would take a snapshot of the exact product packaging, shows everything about this product. Original beauty bar. So then we can also go to another well-known retail store such as Walmart. So we're here at Walmart. So we're going to take a snapshot of this as well, showing the product title, the name of the brand, the actual product packaging. So it gives credibility that this is the correct product title without having your letter of authorization. So we're going to take a snapshot of this listing as well. Amazon should know that Walmart's a well-known retail brand, as well as the actual brand itself, which is Dove. So now we have two snapshots showing some sort of credibility that this is in fact the correct product title, Dove soap, right? Not just whatever Amazon has that deactivated listing, which did not include the actual brand name at the beginning of the product listing, which is for them incorrect and rightfully so, right? If you don't have the actual brand name of a trademark product, that's not right. You need to put the actual brand name in that product listing. If you're a brand owner, you'd want your brand name in the front of the product title, right? So that being said, I added those snapshots into my message back. Add those links as well. You want to put the links that you found these product listing as another way of giving them a better resource. So now you have the resources, you changed the product title listing, you updated it. Now you want to message them back, and again, message them back professionally. Greetings. I've updated the listing as you've asked. I've also added some snapshots of other retail sites that carry this brand with the correct product title that matches what's on the Amazon listing now. And then also just go ahead and add your invoices again, just to add some more backup to your response. Now, after I submitted this response, it took them a couple days, and finally it was lifted from my Amazon Performance tab. The listing itself was actually activated and reinstated again. All was well. Now, there will be an instance where you can't change the product title. I had another one of these suspected IP complaints in the past where I could not change the product title. What you really have to do is let them know, communicate to the investigation team that, hey, I can't change the product listing because I am not the brand owner and I'm not able to have the permissions to change this listing. Show them the snapshots that you can't change anything on that listing. So what they're going to do is they're going to then send this message or the ticket over to another investigation team who identified what the issue was and they had it corrected. Now, maybe I just got lucky. Maybe somehow they got in touch with the brand. So you never really know. Sometimes with some of these cases, it's kind of like a 50-50 chance, right? And you just hope that the ball swings your way. Now you can use this method for other kinds of suspected IP complaint issues. Like I mentioned earlier in this video, something else that could have been incorrect was in this about this item, this text attribute field. Perhaps this listing said something about more radiant looking skin, such as Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson also carries soap. So if you mention Johnson & Johnson here, Amazon's bot could detect this and say that there's something in a text attribute that is in violation of their intellectual property policy. So now you have to go into this listing and remove that Johnson & Johnson information or whatever brand that it's alluding to, which is in violation. Something else could be the logo or the trademark. Maybe there's pictures in here that is also in violation. Maybe you have to change the photos on there. If you can't change the photos, perhaps you can tell Amazon seller support, hey, I'm not able to do this. Could you help me out in some way or fashion? And again, it's a 50-50 chance. Hopefully they help you out. But these are kind of the main things. The key thing you want to understand here is if it says generic in the store here, for me, it might not be the same for everyone else, but from my experience, when it says generic here, you might want to raise your eyebrows before purchasing whatever product that you want to sell on the listing, because all of those listings that have generic and not the actual brand name have given me issues. Now, remember, this is just an example. Dove is sold by Amazon. This listing does not have does still have sellers on this listing, but This is just an example. This is exactly the same issue that I had with one of my brands, and all I'm doing is relaying that exact information to you guys. Hope that helped you solve some problems. Again, this is very different from received IP complaints. A suspected IP complaint is bot generated. More than likely, you're gonna be able to fix this by speaking with Amazon seller support team. The first ticket you get from is the first level of support. They're gonna tell you not to worry about it. It's gonna drop in 180 days. Try to address it as best you can professionally. Wait till they send your ticket over to a second level investigation team. Talk to them. Hopefully you can edit the listing and address whatever issue that they give you about the listing. If you cannot edit the listing somehow, let them know. Hopefully they're able to move this ticket to someone else on their team that's able to help you out. So other than that, if you have any questions, please drop a comment below. I'll try to answer them. Reminder, you can go in the Discord group. Best way to contact me if you want to talk about it. Maybe I can try to help you out best I can. Other than that, join the group anyways. We have a leads list. If you're just starting out and need some help finding leads, we'll be there to help you guys out. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope it helped you out in some sort of way. I understand that getting an IP complaint can be very taxing. It can be very annoying actually. Talking to Amazon seller support with their cookie cutter responses feels like you're talking to a wall at some point, and it doesn't make the situation any better. If this video did help you out in some sort of fashion, please consider dropping me a like and subscribing to the channel. If you want to talk to me directly, the best way to talk to me directly is in the link below to the free Amazon FBA Flips Nation Discord group. Hopefully I'll see you guys there. And again, thank you for watching. We'll see you guys on the next video. Y'all take care.